Good afternoon or good morning or wherever you're at in the world. This is Soothing Neanderthal. Some of you know me as Yoga with Forrest. I'm here with my awesome friend, Glorianne. And that's a whole nother story. I'm going to put the lid on that one and go forward with what we got going on today. Um, her and I met in teacher training in 2018. She got to see a lot of transformation, modification, all the way up through the 6 months of that. And then we've reconnected here in the last almost yearish time frame and started working together as adaptive yoga teachers. She's got a very interesting way of perspective of what she brings to adaptive yoga and the impacts just the adaptive yoga in itself has had. And so with that, she is the owner. Before I go any further, she's the owner of what's called Spirit Body Yoga. It's spiritbodyyoga.com. You can go on her Facebook page as well. She's got a testimonial that she's penned of a lady that her and I worked with about this time last year, maybe a little bit later. But it was just amazing story of the work that all of us put in, not just me, not just Glorianne, and not just the student, but all of us that put in for this transformation on that student. But without anything else, I'm just going to hand it over to you, Glorianne, and there you go.
All right, well, welcome. Thanks for having me, and I'm excited to talk about how we work together and our story. So, my name is Glorianna, and I own a yoga studio in Hudson, Florida. And I've known Forrest for, I don't know, about 8 years now. We did teacher training together. And so I've got to see a lot of your journey as you've grown through adapting yoga for yourself and seeing you grow and heal. And so that's been very inspiring for me as well.
So you talked with me earlier about some impacts that that really adaptive yoga, or at least my approach with it, has had. And obviously one of the impacts is the students' testimonial that attend. Um, but could you talk about maybe some of those impacts even from the earlier times when I really didn't know, I hadn't affirmed that I was an adaptive yoga teacher at that time, going through teacher training, considered it was Ashtanga yoga inspired. And for those who don't know what Ashtanga yoga is, that's they call it the mother of all power yogas, is and I don't think we need to go any further with that. So you want to talk about that a little bit?
Um, yes, I look at Ashtanga yoga as the ancient practice of yoga, like really delving into the roots, and it can be very, very intense. And, so I got to see that with you through our 6 a.m. sessions and you showing up and growing and just seeing your perseverance. So I come from, before I got my teacher training, I taught at gyms. I did belly dance fitness classes and moved into leading yoga classes at the local gyms under another yoga teacher who was certified. So it's just a whole different ball game, right? When you're teaching at a gym, whatever the name of the class is, that's what you're teaching. If someone in the back can't do it, then that just isn't the class for them. And that's pretty much the point of view I had as I was teaching yoga. I've always focused a little bit more on the meditative, really holding space at the end of class, because that's always been really, really important for me to ground at the beginning of a class, to quiet the mind, to be able to really delve into the body for your practice, and then be able to relax and connect spiritually at the end of the practice is really important to me. So I really always have focused on those things. But watching you in teacher training and then beginning to teach in other spaces. So, for instance, my yoga studio, I might have a power class on the schedule and have, 6 people show up. One can't get up and down off the floor. One has knee problems, the other one has a frozen shoulder. And so now I'm adapting on the fly as I teach, because I want everybody to do yoga because it's beneficial. And I don't want anybody to leave my classes feeling that yoga isn't for them, because it is for them. And so being able to adapt in those situations on the fly is something that um, I think I'm getting better at. But it's everybody is different, you know. And
Well, and I know you're getting better. I just, like I said, it just to hear you, I could just hear it in your cueing there, like within just 2 or 3 months of starting to work together. But the two things that I'm gathering out of this is that community means a lot. If we hadn't had that teacher training community that we met at a certain time, um, whether it's me or whoever else, then that's you have had that same experience or same perspective now that you have? And we won't talk about that because it wasn't there. But I think that was key. One of them. The other one is that it's for everybody. It really and it's yoga is not only for everybody, but it's more than just the physical rehabilitation part of it. That I'm not saying that your religion is going to. I mean, no, it's you personally, because yoga is personal. So it's still a community and it's personal, which is opposite, right? But yet we need both of them,
mm,
and it works the best. Which kind of goes into a lot of what I was talking about earlier, and I'll tie it in with some of my other stuff, but we'll go on from here. If there was one thing that you could say made the biggest impact, whether it was something that a shape that I gave, or maybe an approach or a theory or something like that, would there be one thing that had the biggest impact?
I can't remember the very detail of what you had pointed out, but I was working with Amara with cerebral palsy, and I'd been working with her for a little while when I invited you to come into the space and help out. And right away, you were able to see things that I wasn't able to see because of your life experiences. And it was really eye-opening for me, and it was eye-opening for her to see the way that you could see, just like the way she was walking or the way she was moving, and with your intuition be able to pinpoint a way that you were able to shape the posture to help her. And so much about adaptive yoga is about personal experience as well, and each of us have different personal experiences. So that was really eye-opening for me. I was so grateful that you were able to help her and see something that I couldn't see. And then just it opened up my whole perspective in delving deeper into adaptive yoga so that I can help more people, and just realizing that what you do it's so important. It's so needed.
Thank you for those kind words. The Yeah, I tell folks that if this is whatever your heartfelt mission or desire is, put everything into it, and then when you put everything into it, everything else ceases. And when I get into that, what time is it? I don't know what time it is. My bad. Oh, we got enough time. My bad. We're almost done though. When I get fully into that moment, I'm confident that whatever is supposed to be done is going to be done, whether it's through me or someone else. And I can go into stories of thoughts coming in and this, that, and the other, and it has nothing special to do with me. I don't think. I think it's just a matter of delving into as much as I have into this practice we call yoga. And then not only that, going deeper into more of what we would call adaptive yoga. Because the community or some folks will tell us, because we don't have any sensation past a certain point because of an injury, that we're not going to feel or have any sensation, and that's not, I don't think, is 100% correct.
Well, like
And
you always
that's
say,
or,
no
right.
sensation is a sensation.
Right. No sensation is still a sensation. And at least you're noticing that. And there becomes a huge thing, because now you become the observer. And then when you become and you know that you're the observer, now you can start to observe more things. And that's what I call mindful. Observing just one thing at a time is awareness. And I'm not saying that's wrong. It's still good because most people don't even know how to do that, let alone do it. But then, and I'm not real good at it, but taking all of the awareness things and it's happening around us. And there's so many things I know I'm going to miss, but if I only focus on that, I know I'm going to miss those I don't know always.
Mhm.
And that's what I like about you, Glorianne, is that you can step back and say, whoa, I missed that. But then you can adjust to make sure that you try not to miss it in the future. So that being said, how do I teach that? We're going to figure that out just now. So go ahead and come into whatever position you would like to come into, whether maybe you're sitting up straight and tall. Maybe you have something like myself in a zero gravity chair. Maybe you're laying down. You can have your eyes open or closed. And try to allow all the perceptions in your environment to just come to you without labeling them. Allow them to happen. Your thinking mind, or at least mine, will attach to that and run. But if I get my mind focused on sensations or noticing them, it doesn't want to run like a monkey most of the time. But that's the trick. How do I do it? Well, that's why we focus on different parts of our body. What if you were to welcome in your proud chest? Whether you do it subtly and just welcome it in, or really lift your sternum to the sky. Maybe you notice how your tailbone wants to press down into what you're sitting on when you lift your sternum. Maybe you just connect those two together, where you inhale, press your tailbone into your chair, or when you're sitting on, you lift your sternum. Exhale, let that release. Inhale, maybe you welcome in the sensation of your spine being a tug of war rope. And then exhale, release. But don't do this too hard, because then you can't feel those sensations. Or perhaps your thinking mind might try to get involved and say, look, you can't feel nothing, so ha. Which really, you're feeling something. Or you're at least noticing. Maybe you take your palms together, or you take one palm together or up at your sternum. Notice the sensation of your midline, as well as connecting that to the sensation of the tug of war rope on your spine. And on your next exhale, bring your chin down towards your sternum, maybe, but don't let your sternum fall as well. Lift your sternum to your chin as well. Feel gratitude here. Your next inhale, bring your head up. And then exhale, bring your arms down. You can keep your eyes closed, or maybe you open them. I'm very honored and grateful I was allowed to guide everyone through this journey today. Please remember that your feelings of calmness, or maybe connection, or whatever it may be you're feeling right now, even relief, that these feelings are you, they never leave you. You always have access to them. Namaste.
Namaste.
All righty.